What's up, you guys? It's me, Dede360, and here we are. I'm going to be doing a reaction called When Violence is the Answer. This video is by the Amolte Films, aka Jeffrey Amolte. So let's begin on this.
As much as it's not the answer, it's also rules for survival. The places that I come from, like,
Right.
you ain't got a choice, my nigga. You either gotta fight for yours or you gonna be fucked up. The city is small, your hood is smaller.
That's
So
facts.
if niggas know that you got robbed up the block, niggas is gonna keep trying. If there's anything that I wanna tell niggas right now, is that the streets don't love you, my nigga. They never will, they never did, my nigga.
That will be the highlight for this video. Even though I started it, that is going to be the highlight.
I had to be like eight or seven, one of those, eight or seven. And I was in his crib for the weekend. But one of the days, I think it was Saturday, we went out to go play ball. I think
Right.
when you in New York and you there playing ball, like the last thing you want to hear is a nigga come like, yo,
Oh.
bro, let me get a shot, bro.
If you What he's saying is actual facts, and me being living in New York, everything on what this person says is going to be 95% true.
Me being the age I was, I didn't really know better. So I'm like, fucking, let me get this nigga the ball. I gave him the ball. And now these niggas is running a full court with the ball. Like, these niggas is dead playing with the ball, and I'm just on the side. Now, I'm not making it a big deal,
I ain't gonna
but in
hold,
my head,
I ain't gonna hold you. That would be me at times. It's like anytime once I go to the once I go to the basketball court, I would just make a little shoot around, and there would be some adults who ask for a shot, but then they'll take multiple upon multiple shots. I'll be like, "You're done, or is everything good?" It's gonna be in the awkward situation where you're going to be in a whole confrontation with that person. So yeah, I pretty much can relate to what he's saying, and it's like facts.
I know how my uncle is, and I'm like, yo, if this nigga sees that they playing the ball without me, he's gonna be tight. So I'm like, all right, we here, my nigga. So I'm just chilling. You know, I'm on the side, I'm chilling, and I just hear this nigga's voice. Like he just had one of them like real distinctive voices. Like he's like, yo, what the fuck is going on over here? So I'm like, so the nigga goes inside the basketball court
Yeah.
and he's like, yo, you're not playing? You got next? I'm like, nah, they've been playing for a little while, you know, whatever. Like, and so the nigga goes to the group of kids. It's like a good, like, eight of them. And this nigga goes to them like, yo, who asked for the ball? And like the kid who asked for it, like, you know, then like nigga put his hand up. So he's like, yo, D, come here.
Let me give you a little fun fact. Once you're in New York City, the littlest things that happens over here, it can always act like if it's actually a big deal. Like it's like for example, let's say if I were to step on someone's Air Jordan 11s, they would get tight. Even though I might say sorry, my fault. Yeah, some would say, it's all good, you good, but there would be some psychos who would just take it over the edge. And it would be like, yo, I said I'm sorry. What else do you want from me? So it's like this whole thing on his story on what he's saying is actual facts is because it's like, for example, if I were to go to the, let's say, the 6th train to 125th. Yeah, let's say that. Um, because in 125th, it's like it's totally different from the whole expectation of people thinking what Manhattan is like. It's like there would be some people who would think, oh, there's predominantly black people and minorities living there, which is in it's kind of facts, yeah, but it depends on where you live at because you have some locations in Harlem where it's like, oh, okay, so it's kind of like, let's say, um Soho, let's say that. Well, not really Soho, but you get the point. But it's like there would be some places where it's just like I can live here instead of me just living in like the financial district, aka downtown, and it's like people are very different when it comes to like locations, you know? But enough said of what I have to say, but let's continue with the story.
I had like a busted lip or whatever, but like the nigga gave me the ball back, and then that was pretty much it. And I'm just there with a busted lip. He's like, "Yo, don't tell your mother nothing. I just say you fell or some shit." And he said something along the lines like of like yeah, you got your ball back though, right? You got your motherfucking ball back. That's all that matters, my nigga. I'm like, that's why like I be getting tight like when niggas have like these negative things to say about like people who play with games and shit like that, cause you don't know these niggas like backgrounds, like, cause like there's niggas like who play games and like all that nerd shit, but they will dead smack the shit out you. Like you dead gotta be careful. And like now in this day and age, like a lot of these niggas is getting clipped. Like I think he
And that's actually a fact. It's like in New York City, you got people who, let's say, like for example, if I were to play DDR and everyone knows it, they're going to think of me as a different character that to the point where is that they're just going to take advantage of me. You get what I'm saying? So it's like when it comes to the streets, you have to pretty much have an image to a point where people are going to fear you and going to respect you. Because in the beginning of the video, what he said, the streets don't love you. No matter how much you think of it, the streets do not love you. So it's a shame that we live, most people live in poverty to the point where they're going to have to like pretty much have a different look upon themselves without actually like being themselves, you know? It's like at the same time they're being themselves, but when it comes to their characters, they have to like make little tweaks to the point where fighting is going to be involved, confrontations and shit like that. So it's like it's a fucked up like community. Fuck else can we do about it, bro?
came in the era where like the comic books was kind of like new.
All right,
You
so
know what
in
I
the
mean? Cause I
60s.
think, you know, cause my dad, he had a whole case of comic books himself. So I feel like just the people like who was like around for the 60s, like when they saw like Spider-Man and Superman for the first time, I feel like these niggas was like, yo, this shit is lit type shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so like a lot of people hopped on the wave, a lot of people didn't, but I think he was one of those people that was just generally into this shit despite how many niggas he would smack the shit out of before he went home. So it's crazy. Like, whatever you feel like doing, do that shit. With a fucking blunt in his hand. This nigga's crazy, son.
So he was smoking weed before that shit was popping.
Oh, of course. Like niggas been up on all that. This nigga been up on all that. Like this nigga was like a super breed. I'm telling you. Like he was into so much, and he was a genius. Like it's crazy. This nigga was so intelligent, bro. Like
And that's the one thing I think people misjudge when it comes to poverty. People think when it comes to people who is in like poor street, they think that some people are pretty much like dumb because the way how they were raised or their background history. You have some people who are bipolar and are pretty much smart at the same time. Like I had this one middle school teacher. He was bipolar and he was knowledgeable. He was really knowledgeable because it's like he relates to most kids from where that area was, and it's like he can be upfront with you, and it's just like I feel like that's the problem when it comes to people. Well, I want to say the educational system because people has pretty much ways to teach, but we'll get into that later. But it's like people needs to be real with each other. You know what I'm saying? It's like we can't always like hide behind a mask and pretty much let people see what we are not instead of us who we we really are, if that makes sense. So yeah, man, it's like,
Well, we was having an argument about 2012 because I remember when the
oh
year
yeah, we
2012
was
was
making a
supposed to
whole
be a
commotion
big
about
thing.
that.
Now, mind you, he passed away in '09. I want to say '09 or '10. I think it was '09. But at that time, we was having these 2012 conversations because them 2012 rumors started like early, like. So we used to have like debates, like, cause he thought, yo, at 2012 the world is done, my nigga. I'm like, yo, how can you really like prove that? He's like, nah, all the scientists said it. I ain't trying to hear nothing. And then, but like the way he'll break it down would make you believe it though. Like, you know what I'm saying? So this nigga's just a super breed, bro. This shit is crazy. But he was mad cool though. Like, you know what I mean? Like he was one of them niggas that you always felt safe around him,
Yeah, I get
and you always felt like yo, you could have like a genuine like good time just chilling with this nigga, like. Cause he was into so many things, like you would never get bored with this nigga. Like this nigga used to come to my house like every other Thursday or so, cause he would come, I guess like to check up on my mom or something like that. But sometimes my mom won't be home, so he'll come home early and it'll just be me and him, and niggas is playing Tekken and we just chilling and he drinking his 40 and we just cooling. Like shit just be, niggas just used to vibe. That might have been my first fight, like, you know what I mean? Cause I didn't really have a reason to fight with nobody. Just like a deeper meaning. Like a lot of times we all have our passive times where we just let shit slide and all that, and there's times where you got to turn it up a little bit, like, you know what I mean? So he was the perfect nigga to like know the difference between the two, when and when not to do certain shit. But I feel like in his like in his head, he knew that was like a lesson that I had to learn early. Like fight when you have to, but
But now, if somebody took your ball on the court, what would happen if someone was like, "Yo, let me see your ball"?
Nah, it's different. Like, see now, see now it's different. Like, cause now niggas will try to get a shot off, and then like like niggas a holy word. Like, cause I'm not like an asshole. Like a nigga ask me for the ball. Nah, nigga, what's up, nigga? You gotta fight for it, nigga. I'm not like that, but it's like just like if a nigga take a couple more shots than he said he was going to, I'm gonna there. Yo, what's up, man? You there chilling, my nigga? You there living, my nigga? What's up, my nigga? I'm there here. Let me tell you something. I actually have another story.
All right, and that's what we're going to end off because it's 41 minutes long and 28 seconds. So the original video, if you guys are willing to watch the whole thing, it's in the description below. And here is my whole conclusion of this video. Alright, hold up, wait a minute, let me put my thoughts in it. So, what I think about this whole video of what just happened, well, it's relatable, well, pretty much to me. I don't know, it's like, to the people, let's say it relates to people who is in, like, the situation that he was in, is like, when it comes to, like, to the neighborhood and in Harlem, or places that is going through some rough times, like Brooklyn and Bronx and stuff. It's stuff like that. So I think that we need to like pretty much communicate with each other instead of resorting to violence. And it's like, yeah, but there's no, like, in my opinion, there's no need to fight, but it's like that's the rules when it comes to living into a poor area where you're fearing for your life. Like, for example, Junior, it's like he was killed for a misidentification of someone else. So it pretty much brings fear. It's like there would be times where people can be afraid of their own hood, and that's fucked up. That really is, and it sucks. So what I'm trying to say is that be you. Just be you. Yeah, you guys. So, let me know what do you guys want in the comment below. And yeah, man. So I'm gonna head out. So it's always me. Peace out.